Okay. Too smooth from okay. It's Aurora's favorite line right here. His brain is squirming like a toad. She loves that line. It's a rainy one over here. It was today. Today was the way that I thought yesterday was going to be. There was a full day of rain on tap yesterday, and it was cloudy and it was wet, but it was mostly just drizzly and misty. Today was what I thought yesterday was going to be. It was really coming down. And this morning, around 12:45, just before 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm just starting to get myself ready. I'm going up to bed, and I noticed that there's like an unusually light kind of a glow coming from outside. So what the hell's going on? Does it seem lighter out there? I looked out the window and it is coming down, man. Snow. It was our first snowfall and barely anybody was awake to see it. When you woke up this morning, there was a little bit left behind because the snow was followed by hours and hours of rain. But around 1 o'clock in the morning, there was nearly an inch out there. It's crazy. It was something else. It was surreal, actually. I'm really hoping, because by this time next week, it'll be Black Friday and Thanksgiving will be over. But I'm really going to be working overtime to make it feel like Christmas is on the way. Because things have gone so blindingly fast. I guess it's just the circumstances. This year was going to be just a wormhole. And I guess that's really what it comes down to. But we've got to find a way to pump the brakes right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have to work on this together. We got to pump the brakes and soak this up. Because once January 1st rolls around, then it's just, all right, back to work. We're working. It's not like we didn't stop working, but I mean, this is we got to soak these weeks up at the end of the year. They're perfect for reflection, for digestion, and sometimes they just go by way too fast. And dizzying years like this will speed up toward the end. It's like the end of the roller coaster where you come to that jerking break at the end. Hey, you know what? Also, I have for you right now. We have I'd like to reintroduce a new piece of the show. Where the hell is it? Where's the couch cam? All right, you guys know the couch cam, right? Well, guess what? Guess what's back? The remote control camera. Hi, everybody. You see, we're starting to really put this all together. These are the things you don't see. Where the hell is it? There's the rodeo, the state fair. And there is, I don't know if you guys remember it, but there's the Ben Garrison artwork that he did for Taking It Back. There's me and Dilly and Adel. And I don't know, there's plenty more here. Let's see, what's on the other side of the room? What's on the other side of the room? Let's go there. Oh, there's the hookah corner. Old glory. See how much more focused everything got? The walls are a lot more focused. The walls have eyes. Everything has an eye in here. So I'll be using that. I just was testing it out before the show started. This will also be the camera that I bring with me. I'm working my ass off to make this work because I think that it's going to be very simple. But on Saturday, December 7th, I would really like to show up with a very basic setup that I can take audio off of the mixer board and use that camera that I was just playing with right there as a way to establish some kind of coverage of the room at the hall where my father is going to be directing another read-through of the It's a Wonderful Life radio drama script. It was so wonderful last year, like around December 2nd or whatever the hell it was, but it's on December 7th this year, and I really want to capture that, and I want to broadcast it. So, I mean, even if we don't get anything visually, they're running the radio script. So just the audio enough would be good. And I think that would be nice Saturday night programming. And I have about 2 weeks or so, just a little over 2 weeks to figure it all out. I think the biggest thing I have to do now is just test out the Ethernet. I got enough cable. I'll go there, see if I can find an outlet. And just trying to make it Christmassy for you folks. That would be a really fun event. Really fun event. Matt is not here tonight. You might have noticed. Sorry to say. No, that's going to bust a few people's balloons, but he's working overtime. Takes that overtime money. Can't fault him for that. And hopefully he'll be here next week. Because, you know why? Number one, I'm halfway through it, but this actually gives me a little bit more time to finish working. I found the official original garlic salad episode from our broadcast, me, Anthony, and Mike, our broadcast on October 10th, 2012. October 10th, 2012. I went and I found it, and it was very easy to find because right out of the gate, it was like, Anthony, tell everybody what we're dealing with right now. But I'm going to be editing it down so we can get the best parts, the best comments, and all that stuff. And I think Matt should be here for it. That would be a total waste if I did that without him. And there you have it. So welcome to the show. And now you know a little bit about what's coming at you in the next couple of weeks. I'm also going to have Tony Black here next week. I told my mom, do you think that Tony would be up for it? Do you think he'd be up for because he's 94 years old now. And she says, "Oh, I think he'd be fine with a half hour or whatever." Because I was thinking a shorter segment just to keep the tradition alive and not stress him out too much. Though it's never a stress, but I don't want him to feel like he has to come here and find something new to say. But she said, "I think the real problem is all the stairs over here getting up." I said, "Don't worry about it. I got the whole thing plotted out. I'm going to get you a park in this certain area. We're going to get you on the freight elevator. And then once you get up the elevator, I'm going to have a computer chair sitting right there. He's going to sit down in the computer chair, and I'm going to wheel him all the way into the studio." Now, as far as when they leave the studio, I don't know what video I'm going to play to buy me. I'm going to need at least 10 minutes, unless my brother or somebody can wheel Tony back. I don't know, but we'll figure that out. It's a good problem to have. I'd love to have everybody together for another Thanksgiving. Alrighty. What else is? Any other announcements? Dilly is going to be on with us on Monday. I was trying to get Brendan Dilly to come on tonight to talk a little bit about not only a retrospective on the election that he, intimately involved with, on the meme team end of things and everything else. He was there, for the at Mar-a-Lago, the night of. We saw him on television. So just wanted to get a little bit of a retrospective and a behind the scenes kind of a thing, whatever. But then projections. I want to see what he thinks about the Matt Gaetz thing, about Pam Bondi, what the game plan could be and what he sees coming. And he suffers no black pill, that's for sure. So that'll be a nice fiery way of kicking off the week. It'll be a short segment, but that'll be good because I have other things we can do on Monday night as well. So a little bit of dilly, and then away we go. All right, let's see here. Into the grab bag we go. First one up is... No, that's not it. This is it. A kayaker. This is from the Telegraph. In the UK, kayaker killed in Wisconsin lake accident sends a video from Eastern Europe. Ryan Borgward faked his own death to abandon his family, says police, after they received proof of life message. Can you imagine this? If anybody, listen, we're going to have a pretty open show tonight as far as topics go. I'm gonna throw you a few your way that you can comment on, but you can call in with anything as long as it's interesting and you get to the point quick. But this kayaker right here, have you guys ever had anybody in your life fake their own death? Have you ever seriously considered faking your own death and disappearing? I'm not talking about every once in a while, just like, man, I want to just disappear. I want to get away and just be on the other side of the world. Nobody knows where I am, and just soak in that solitude for a little bit. Everybody's had those thoughts. I just want to be somewhere else, not to disappear, not to die, But of course, one of the greatest ways to be somewhere else is to fake your own death. So faking your own death stories, I'm definitely open for those. I hope you get through. And if you don't, please email me, because I don't want to miss an opportunity to at least get this on the air. And if the story is interesting enough, I will even book you as a mini guest. So please. Kayaker killed. Oh, come on. Where did this you serious? The paywall showed up all of a sudden. I had the whole damn thing. God, that sucks. Anyway, Kayaker got killed. No, he didn't. And now he's alive. Great. That's a wonderful story. Good job, Frank. All right, let's see. Let us see. New York Post, Netflix hit with $50 million class action lawsuit over the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. Streaming glitches. Now, here's what I thought. I thought that when I read this headline, that they were going to get hit with a $50 million class action lawsuit because of how there was just so many things to be said about the actual fight itself. Now, the second and the third bouts leading up to the main event were really something else. They were great. The two lady boxers beat the hell out of each other. The guys before them beat the hell out of each other, the two Mexicans. But then when these two came out, there was just something wrong with it. So as far as the glitching goes, I mean, there's a ton of people that were tuning in for a live event on still what, when you think about the grand scheme of things, how well established television and radio has been, and now we're starting to see more and more significant live televised events on these streaming services. There's going to be scale issues. It was annoying, but I have to imagine that these issues are going to be less and less, you'd hope. So that's what they're concerned about. The fight itself, though, I didn't have any time to talk about it with anybody. I was hoping that Matt was going to be here so I can ask him what he thought. That was a week ago tonight. But it was just so, I don't know. You guys have any thoughts on that? Because it seems like there's physical issues there, but other stuff is very mysterious with... He came out, Tyson did, with a leg brace on, and all of a sudden he had mobility issues. He wasn't closing distances, and he just seemed not very, not very energetic compared to the training videos we were getting. Here's a couple of them. Here's a couple of those videos that we were getting. Number one, let me see. Here we go. Take this for example. I mean... Where the hell was this? Where the hell was this? Where the hell was this? Where the hell was that? Yeah, so I don't know. People said, Frank, he's 58. Okay, so then where was that in the first 3 rounds? It's just 6 minutes altogether. People, here's some of the comments. People really think Mike lost that fight yesterday for real. No, I'm not buying it. They let that boy win. Talking about Jake Paul. Please, let's see here. He's quick and still explosive. No, not that night. Not that night. He wasn't. I'll tell you what saved Jake Paul from State Farm. $20 million payout to Mike Tyson. That's what saved him. If not, Mike Tyson would have dismembered him. There's a lot that doesn't make sense to me. Here's another one for you. I don't care if you don't want to see it. I had nobody to talk to about this, and I just want to throw it out there.
The Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight was rigged. Look at how Mike was fighting against Roy Jones at 54 years old, and take a look at this counter. Roy goes in with a jab, and Mike slips to the outside and immediately counters him with a left hook. Now compare this with the Jake fight. Mike would go to all the trouble of closing the distance on Jake but wouldn't counter. Jake throws a big right hook and Mike slips under it. Jake is completely open and out of position while Jake is in range, but Mike doesn't counter. Instead, he just throws his hands and waits till Jake covers up and backs out of range. Again here, Jake feints a jab, then goes for a left hook that he abandons since Mike slips, but Jake's guard is open and Mike loaded up his left hand, but he doesn't throw it instead. He just stands up. Was the fight rigged? The Jake Paul...
And the biting of the gloves and all that other stuff, I don't know. See, and And then there's people who think it was all real. They say, you obviously never boxed. Yeah, you're right. I never boxed. But I was watching the two female boxers kill each other before the main bout. And what my untrained eye saw was that there was no intent in the main event. I can see if, okay, he's a 6-year-old man who got gassed, but there was just never any intent, it seemed. That's my whole point there. And I don't know, but as far as Jake Paul goes, I'll tell you this. I don't know. I'm mixed on the whole thing. I didn't know what the hell to expect, especially the pre-fight press junket just seemed way too over the top and the cringe and all that shit. But if the outcome were predetermined, if it was predetermined and I were Jake Paul, I would have written myself a loss. I would have at least written myself a loss. If the outcome were to be predetermined, why wouldn't you give people what they really want? They want to see Mike Tyson win again. So that's the only thing I don't understand about that. Because if you really want to chase legitimacy in a fight game, then that has to start the day after you put on this big show in Dallas versus a 58-year-old former heavyweight champion. Because this is not going to give you legitimacy. The most he was ever going to get out of this event was showing the world that he's a top-class promoter and entertainer, which he obviously is because he pulled this off. Just putting it all together, he pulled it off. He kept people's attention, but that was never going to do anything for him as far as boxing legitimacy goes. So, throwing his hands up in victory over a 58-year-old Mike Tyson looked more sad than anything. I would have written myself in a loss. I would have lost just so that it would be a better story. Anywho, that's the end of that. Oh, here, one last thing before we go to break. Take a look at this. It's all bananas. Did we leave behind the cost of living crisis? Obviously, this depends on one's financial situation. But for some, money ain't a thing, as Jermaine Dupri would say. Recently, the art concept, the comedian, was auctioned via the legendary auction house Sotheby's. A crypto investor is now the new and proud owner of a banana and a roll of silver-colored duct tape. The price of this banana and the duct tape? $6.2 million. And that's up from $120,000 in 2019, which was ridiculous enough. This is still peanuts compared to the Magritte. The Magritte? What is that? That was also auctioned at another legendary auction house, Christie's, and sold at the hefty price of $121 million. More money, more problems, or more money, more bananas? It's likely bananas, since it all seems bananas nowadays. And of course, they're talking about, especially the fact that, Bitcoin is about to hit $100,000 if it hasn't already. I don't really check too often, but I definitely know that surge is going on. How many new crypto millionaires do we have in the audience? Though you're unlikely to tell anybody. How many new crypto millionaires do we have in the audience at the last couple of weeks? And do you have any intention of cashing some of that out to buy land or any other physical store of value? Because that's what I would be thinking. Obviously, I wouldn't cash the whole damn thing out if I was sitting on top of a pile of that, but I would turn it into Mother Earth as fast as possible. Anyway, the banana and the duct tape, $6.2 million. What are you going to do? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. Please, whether you're watching this live or on demand, hit the share button and especially comment. If you're watching this on demand, comment with what you're seeing. The comments, they do so much for these shows wherever they're being hosted. Comment, like, share, subscribe, get your family and friends involved. It's the best time of year to hop on the bandwagon. Be right back.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!
I'm Chiquita Banana, and I've come to say bananas have to ripen in a certain way, and when they're flecked with brown and have a golden hue, bananas taste the best and are the best for you.
Yes,
you
they
can
do.
put them in a salad.
You can.
Green? No, not yet, my dear. That greenish way you're looking means that you are ripe for cooking.
How about me?
No, no. When you are fully ripe, my dear, those little flecks of brown appear.
Me?
Oh,
You're
there
most
you are.
digestible, my friend. Delicious, too, from end to end.
That's right. Get in that. There you go. Get in that salad, my boy. You've got the flecks of brown on you. You're perfect for that pie, for that salad, that banana salad. Do you like fruit in your salad? Are you guys? Do you like when little tangerines pop up in your salad? I guess cranberry, that always pops up there. Would you like fruit and nuts in your salad? Some people like it. I tolerate it, but I don't really like prefer it or anything like that. I usually eat around the oranges, and I usually like oranges on their own. Anyway, speaking of bananas, here's one from Oddity Central, and it's going to be part of one of your topics tonight if you want to jump on it. Swedish minister's bizarre banana phobia makes international news headlines. Sweden's minister for gender equality, sorry, and work life allegedly suffers from an irrational fear of bananas that prevents her from coming anywhere near the popular fruit. Paulina Brandberg first mentioned her banana phobia in since-deleted 2020 tweet describing it as the world's weirdest phobia. But the issue recently resurfaced and made national news in Sweden after the Express newspaper published a series of leaked emails that reveal the strength of her aversion to yellow fruit. Brandenburg's staff have been going to great measures to ensure that the 41-year-old politician does not come into contact with the fruit, messaging people and venues she was scheduled beforehand to inform them about her phobia, and making sure no rogue bananas make an appearance. Those things look good. I want a banana split right now. I haven't had ice cream in forever. No traces of bananas must be in the room, her staff wrote in a letter to Swedish Speaker's office in September, adding that the minister suffers from a strong allergy. We will secure the conference so that there are no bananas, Brandberg's staff mentioned in an email confirming their dedication to keeping the Swedish minister safe. Paulina Brandberg declined to comment on her unusual phobia, but confirmed that it was an issue for her and that she would see a doctor about it in the future. Banana phobia is rare, but it can cause serious symptoms like anxiety and nausea and can be triggered by seeing or even smelling the fruit. Do you have any strange phobias? Okay. And I'm not talking about pet peeves. I'm talking about things that will have you running out the door or you will vomit in place or something like that. If you're going to call in about that, I have a special hotline for you tonight. The hotline is for you. That's the phobia hotline, 914-369-1236. I want to hear about it. It's got to be a strange phobia. All right? So that's number one. That's number one. Number two, let's get to the next one. What do you think about Pam Bondi? You can call in about that. You can call in about any of the other stuff that go on this week. What do you think about her? And there's more. I want to open up a conspiracy, you can call conspiracy theory flea market tonight. You have any pre-inauguration theories? You have any inside information? Who the hell knows? What do you want to do? It's a Friday night. It's just you and I'd like to take some calls and see who the hell's out there and what's going through their minds. The hotline for the phobias is 914-369-1236. The general line is 914-200-0269. And in a little bit, we're going to be giving away the final piece of silver I have for this week. Whoa! 845, you're on the air. This is the Phobia line.
Oh, Frank,
Yeah?
I just lowered like the TV all the way.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to tell you about what Bitcoin's going to do because you
No.
were talking about it.
No, you got to call the other line. I mean, come on now. It's not unless it was a Bitcoin phobia, wrong number. Come on now. So you can call the other line, and I'll pick it up, and I'll let you know, and you can tell us all about what Bitcoin is about to do. So there you have it. 200-0269. The phobia hotline is 369-1236. I want to hear people's phobias, but I want to keep them separate so that I don't lose them, because I'm more interested in phobias tonight, especially if they're weird, So that's what I got. And here's a general line. I'll throw that up there too. So we'll see if the Bitcoin comes through. All right, here you go. General line 321. How are you?
Hang on a sec, Frank. Patrick, hang on. I gotta shut this off. Hey, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Are you in a cave right now?
No, I just got out, actually.
Okay.
I love fresh air. It's beautiful. Listen, you were talking about faking your own death, right?
Yes.
And that thing? But, like, I've never faked my own death, but I've changed.
That's one of those nights. Hold on.
Are you there?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it changed my life. Every 5 years, I get so fucking bored. I don't change my name. I just change my situation, my relationships, my job, everything. And I jump out there and I do it enthusiastically. It's not like I'm running. I'm not like a serial killer. And my family just laughs about it. Every 5 years, you're different. But I thought about that, and I thought, yeah, man, I almost fake my own death every 5 years.
Well,
yeah, well, no, I've got so many careers behind my back, too. I don't want to be narcissistic, but I do. And they're all certified, too.
Well,
right?
Okay, well, hold on a second. Hold on, I have to get off the phone with you. Oh, fucking Skype. You hear the ringing? It's so funny to me, but I can't stop it. I'm powerless. I'm powerless to stop this right now. For some reason, I'm powerless to stop it. It sounds like the most screwed up island song ever. I hate Skype. The fact that they refuse. All right, let's take a call. Hello? Skype?
Hey.
Hey, who's this?
Alexandra?
Alexandra?
Yes.
Okay, Alexandra. Oh, thankfully, the ringing stopped when I picked up the phone because that was horrendous. Alexandra, give us you're on the strange phobia hotline, so I can't wait to hear what you got for me.
I am. So I have a fear of toilet flushing. I really freak out with my hair and how clean it is. And I don't know if you know or not, but when a toilet flushes, it sprays like within a 5-foot radius.
It does.
And and I have hair extensions, and so I don't like to wash them every night. So I try to avoid public restrooms because I'm afraid it's going to contaminate my hair. And then I would have to sleep on my pillow with contaminated toilet hair water. And that just kind of freaks me out a bit.
Okay, so that is reasonable. That is when you think about what kind of molecules and stuff are just kind of jettisoned into the air with every toilet flush. It is I can understand why somebody can go and just be completely consumed by this. Did you ever invest in one of those toilet seats that actually have one of those timed vacuum things? Like it's a perfect flush where not only takes everything down, but it vacuums down as well. Like it prevents any kind of like explosion outward.
Well, so I think my fear is more around public bathrooms because at home I just shut the lid and like run for the hills.
Gotcha. When did this
those
start?
Automatic toilet flushers, those really freak me out.
When did you start? When did this really start taking over your life?
It's so funny. Oh God, this is embarrassing. So I got like hair extensions probably 3 or 4 years ago, but I would say probably in the last couple of years, I've just become a little bit more aware to it. And sometimes when I go out in public, I'll wear a bonnet to like cover my hair.
A bonnet? Wow.
Because I'm afraid like somebody's going to sneeze or cough in my hair.
Okay, so this is something bigger. Okay, hold on, Alexandra. We have found this is something different than just toilets. I can understand toilets being a main driver of your issue, but this seems like it's just about your hair being a magnet for all types of germs, not just you're talking about sneezes now and coughs.
Yes. I'm a germaphobe. We could say that much.
Okay. All right. Well, this is very interesting, and I hope that you can call in with some updates with this along the way, especially if you start dealing with it.
Yes.
Has it gotten?
Thanks for putting on a good show.
Oh, and wait, has it gotten any better, or you think that you're just starting to get as worse as it can be right now?
I'm starting to try to manage it a little bit better. I went the other night with not washing my hair for 4 days and even being out in public, but I still avoided public restrooms and just held it till I got home.
Listen, even you should see me taking Aurora to a bathroom in a restaurant. You should see that.
Oh God! They touch everything.
No, not with me. Thanks for the call, Alexandra. It's so good to have you on. Me and Aurora in that restroom. Don't touch anything. Okay. Then, okay, now we're building the nest. We're building the nest, put it on there. Hold on to daddy's arms. Don't touch anything. Because their inclination is to go and put their hands on the toilet seat. Don't touch a damn thing. And so I'll be there squatting in front of Aurora. I got my hands under her armpits, just holding her in place, and she has her hands on my forearms, and I'm just looking away. So I'm going to give you some privacy. I'm right there in front of her, but I'm just looking away, and she's like laughing at me, but don't touch a damn thing. Anyway, let's take a call. 914-200-0269. The hotline was hot for a second. What the hell's going on? I want more of those. But the ringing. How horrible. Here we go. Let's take a call. Take a call from Hot Legs. What's going on, Hot Legs?
Hey, my phobia of the day. I'm still reeling from the hair thing. That's quite cool.
Yeah.
I am really terrified about sitting down where somebody has just sat if it's still warm.
Oh, you know what? That used to be a comforting thing for me, and now it's disgusting to me as well.
Comforting?
Yeah, because it's warm. Like, for example, like when I was a young kid, and if it was like winter time and I went into the bathroom after like my mother or my brother went to the bathroom, I didn't suffer the shock of a cold toilet seat because they were sitting on it before I was. But now it's just all types of disgusting to me. It doesn't matter who it is.
In meetings, in airplanes, in all kinds of situations where somebody gets up to make room for me, I like stand back.
Even just like a computer chair?
Yeah, anything that still feels warm just grosses me out.
Oh, okay. Well,
I do have these great terry cloth toilet seat covers. I'll bring you one next time I come see
Okay. You. That would be wonderful. Warm.
They're warm.
I can deal with warm computer chairs, benches, whatever the hell it is. It's wet. It's damp. That's the real issue. Somebody was sitting somewhere and they have left a swampy imprint or the back or something like that. No, we're gonna have an issue.
No warm chairs for me. I'd just rather stand. Thanks.
Okay, so there you go. That is Hot Legs, and she has a fear of warm chairs. Thank you so much for the call.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Take care. Let's go. Let's go to another one. 301, you're on the Phobia hotline. Go ahead.
Hi, Frank. This is Delona.
Delona!
I am terrified of being shot through a window when it's dark outside.
Shot with a
when
gun?
It's nighttime. Yeah, because when I was like a teenager, I was sleeping and we slept with the windows open. And I saw a car pull up in front while I was sitting there laying there enjoying the breeze. And I was like, oh, crap, my stepbrother pulled up. He's going to cause trouble. And I laid there and I watched, and another car pulled up and they turned off their lights, and it was a drug deal right in front of my house. And ever since then, I was terrified that like someone would shoot me through my window.
You know, I think there's something to that. I think there's something bigger to that too. I mean, you have a reason for having that specific fear, but there's also something to back door slide. I hate sliding glass doors for back doors.
Yep.
I can't stand sliding back door, especially when you're at it. There's a door. All the doors are glass at the house that we stay up at in the Adirondacks, and at night. Man, oh man, it's still just staring out those back doors where it's just completely black and, it's nothing but a dark-ass pond with cold water. The swamp thing or the creature from the Black Lagoon could be out there. And then beyond that is a dark patch of forest and God knows what else. There's some kind of a dog man or a werewolf. I don't know what the hell's going on, but your imagination, especially at night with windows and sliding glass back doors, that is that's one of those things, man.
Yeah, and I just, as soon as it gets dark, I have to close all the blinds.
Okay.
Drives my family crazy.
No, well, you have a definitely a good reason for being a little bit hesitant around those windows, but I think in general a lot more people are uncomfortable around sitting in front of window, except the people. Okay, if I look out my living room window at night, there is a house that is maybe about 2 blocks over, and they've got pretty good elevation, and there is always somebody sitting in what looks to be a kitchen. Now, I'm saying there are probably about 200 yards or more away, but I always seeing people just hanging out, sitting in front of this window, and it looks like kitchen lighting. So I'm on a mission that one day, I asked Lauren maybe about last week, I said, you think that they have ever looked over here and seen us? And she goes, absolutely. I said, well, every time I look out the window, I try waving. And I am so intent on one day, like waving and having them see me and waving back. But I don't want to do anything weird to get their attention, like shine a laser pointer into their house, because that's menacing and it's intrusive. But I just want that moment where we notice each other, and then it becomes like a running gag, and then maybe one day we'll see each other at like the flea market or something. I was like, hey, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this, but thank you for the call.
Oh yeah, good seeing you, man. Bye.
All right, take care. Oh boy, here's another one. Let's take this. Jack from New Jersey, from Florida, formerly New Jersey.
Frankie?
What's up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm waiting for a weird phobia.
Oh, you want to hear a phobia? It happened 5 minutes ago.
What is it?
I have a lagoon or like a body of water in back of my house. I'm watching, quite frankly, having my dinner, and my cat screams.
Oh, man.
I go running out with my Glock 9 looking for an alligator, but there's no more noise. I think the cat's dead.
Are you serious?
I go running through the bushes, going through there with my Glock, looking for the cat. The cat pops out. I see 2 eyes swimming the other way.
What? Wait, but the cat's gone?
No, the cat got out.
So it was an alligator.
Oh yeah.
Now, was it in the alligator's clutches? Obviously, it couldn't. It would have been really badly hurt.
It was close, and I heard a scream, and I thought that was it, and it went silent.
Oh, my gosh.
I was locked and loaded, ready to go.
So Jack
So if you have pets down here, you have to be careful.
I was going to say that's not happening to anybody in New Jersey.
No, not at all.
That's not happening. That's not happening in Tom's River. No, it's a
no.
So yeah, an alligator in Fair Lawn. That's not happening. Wow. Okay. So
no, not in Union or Elizabeth or anywhere else.
All right. So that's a newfound phobia for yours. I would have to imagine, is just constantly wondering if the household pets are going to be eaten by some dinosaur.
Yeah, and they can climb fences too. The chain link fences, they can climb them.
Gotcha. Well, dude, thank you for this call, Jack.
All right, buddy.
All right. Take care. What would that be? That would be the phobia of prehistoric creatures. Oh, here's another one. 585, you're on the Strange Phobia hotline. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank, this is Mrs. Rise Attire calling.
Oh, welcome
I
to the
have
show.
so many phobias, you're not going to believe this.
Give me the strangest one.
Okay, well, it's the combination in totality. I am transphobic, homophobic, xenophobic, homophobic, lesbophobic, biphobic, Islamophobic, and central bankophobic.
That's bad. That's bad. That sounds like you're a member of the far right.
They say it's a condition, but just wanted to let you know I'm really suffering over here, and I'll open up the line for others. But,
Well, I hope
yeah.
that you recover, because that right there is that must not only be a personal issue, but as we have been told many times before, it's an existential threat to democracy. So thank you for the call.
Sure thing, Frank. See ya.
All right, take care. All right, let's take another one. Hey, we're flowing now. 352, you are on the Strange Phobia hotline. Go ahead.
Hey, Frank, how you doing?
I'm doing well. What do we got here?
I don't know if, I guess technically it can be considered a phobia, but the newer thing for me within the last several months, but sleep paralysis.
Oh.
That would be my phobia that I've been dealing with.
You see, I don't know. See, I don't know if it would be considered a phobia, but I can see how that would make the prospect. If I was dealing with that, and it wasn't something I was learning to control, or I was actively trying to trigger for one reason or another, because we've talked about that phase of sleep paralysis is like integral to learning astral plane travel and all that stuff. But if it's just something that's happening to you, which it does happen to people, and they just stay in that phase, I can see why you would be really, really stressed out to have to go back to sleep every night. Is it happening every night, or what's the frequency?
I'd say probably every 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Had it happen a couple times last night. The first time it happened 2 nights in a row, and it kind of manifested in the form of like a demonic possession.
Oh God!
So really freaked the shit out of me. Which is kind of the same experience I had last night.
So is there anything that you would be able to describe this to? You said this has been happening for the last couple of months. Any other time in your life that this has happened, or this is a very new phenomenon?
No, it's very new. Like I said, it's probably been about 5-6 months realistically when it first happened.
Anything happen around that 6-month mark? Any major trauma or something that you can say, well, there was a point of demarcation here, something had changed at that moment?
No, nothing that I can honestly say. Just kind of started happening out of the blue.
How's your spiritual life?
If
you don't
I'm
mind.
a believer, but I will say this, at least at the time, I was kind of dabbling around with the spirit box for a little while. So.
Well, I don't know. These are the types of questions. If I were going through something like that, these are the things that I would be examining. What could it be, and what can I change? How can I kind of clean myself out a little bit? You should call up Bill Bean and get an exorcism. He'll get on the phone with you.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't hurt at all. But listen, if this clears up for you, let me know. And if you have any kind of revelatory moments when you are in that state, let me know, because you can also get in touch with somebody like Dr. Albert Taylor.
Okay.
And it's just ask him, hey, listen, is there because I'd have to imagine that to be able to pass through where you're getting stuck into leaving your body and going for a little bit of a trip around the block, if you have to pass through that stage to go there, then there must be tricks to, if you're stuck there just because something happened to you in the middle of your sleep, that there has to be a way to break that and back out and not just be stuck there. Maybe there is just at least a technique that you can ask around that you're just not stuck.
Yeah, I'll have to check into that a little bit more, honestly.
Well, email the show, and perhaps I can link you up to Dr. Albert Taylor, and maybe he has some tips or tricks that you can try the next time that you're sleeping.
All right, I appreciate it. Hey, one last thing. I'll
Yeah.
make it brief. I'm a new listener to you. I got turned on to you by Tony Merkel. He had aired a segment you guys had on the Unconventionals. Just want to say, really love the show. You've become one of my favorites.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I listen to alternative media, every day. I mean, various podcasts, and you've become one of my top 5 or top faves.
Well, you know what? If you're listening to Tony, then I know that you have good taste, because that's the kind of stuff I really love as well. And his last appearance on this show was fantastic, and I hope he comes on with me at least a couple of more times in 2025.
I'd love to hear it.
All right, man. Have a good one and good luck.
You too. Thanks, Frank.
All right, take care. All right. Let's see here. Boy, strange phobias. That's what it is. And in second half, we'll get to, I guess, conspiracy theories, unless who the hell even cares? The going is good. Daisy in Phoenix.
Hey, it's actually Rose, because that's the name that I gave you ages ago.
Wow. This is,
I know.
Rosie?
Because I was so, yes, of course it's Rosie.
Hello. Okay. That's crazy.
Okay.
So wait. Well, I mean, obviously it has to be true, because this is my old Skype, so I say I had to save you. I first knew you as Daisy, huh?
Yeah, but it was like a really long time ago, and I don't remember what I called. I think I called in about a UFO thing. I was really paranoid about my name, and obviously I don't care anymore. So
see, so anybody out there who does, quite frankly, bar trivia one day, then everybody will know now what was Rose's first call-in name. Daisy in Phoenix.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. I wasn't expecting. I don't know. I didn't even think about that calling. That's really funny.
So you have a weird phobia for me?
Yes. Well, it's weird in the sense of what I have to go through on every 2-month basis.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a problem with people touching my inner elbow because of needles, IVs, blood draws, things like that. Actually, as soon as the tourniquet goes on, I'm done.
Me too. Me too.
Right. It's actually, it's just thinking about it makes me sick.
She's
but what I
could hear you actually gulping through this.
Yeah. What's ironic is I have to get eye injections about every 2 or 3 months. And
did you say eye, and they inject what, needle into your eye?
Correct. Yes, sir.
God.
Yeah. And I've had to have those since 2010. It's gotten better. I have to take something to calm down, before. And I mean, it's just something that I have to do. But you would think that because I go through that I would be better at blood draws or anything needle, but I'm not. I am not. I had to do one last week, and I'm like a baby. Oh, well, the inner elbow thing, that I don't like people touching me there. I specifically don't like it when I'm grabbed by my elbow. It gives me that feeling. It's kind of like the tourniquet feeling.
Oh, because you can feel your pulse.
Like they're tapping. Yeah, like they're tapping for a freaking vein. Oh my God.
I've gotten a lot better with it. Honestly, I've gotten a lot better with it, and I'm, especially the fact that my doctor makes house calls to come and take my blood on the comfort of my couch.
The couch
is a very nice thing.
I get it.
But I understand what you're talking about, because that was the thing that I used to freak myself out over, and it's something I worked through. And if I got to do it, I got to do it. But that was always what's got me. And you know what? Even this year, when Lauren and I in Aurora, we all went to get our physicals done on Wednesday morning, and the thing that also used to get me was the blood pressure machine, because at the end of the at the tail end of taking the blood pressure, you start feeling the pulse, tum pum pum, in there, and that used to freak me out too. But you see, Rosie, I feel a lot more comfortable if I didn't know that we had all these organs jiggling around inside of us, and I almost wish that we were just solid blocks of rubber, and there was There's just not.
I mean, to be honest with you, it's true. And one of my friends' mother, she has to give blood it's to monitor medicine on a weekly basis. No problems whatsoever. Part of it also, I mean, it's obviously mental with me, but like I can feel the blood leaving. I swear to God. And I can, it's almost like I shrink down to like tiny itty bitty, and I'm inside my veins, and I like envision it leaving me. It's just horrible.
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
I'm a mess. Whatever. I know it's not uncommon, but considering I have to do eye injections,
Stop
think
there.
I'd be better.
Stop there for
I
a
know.
second, because a lot of people want to. I think a lot of people would want to know what in this. If you're bringing it up, maybe I could just ask you to tell us a little bit more about what these injections are, because to think about going in to get a needle into our eyeballs every couple of months or whatever, what are you treating, and what is it? What does it do?
So I have a retina disease, and because of that, I have macular edema. So I have fluid in my eye.
Okay.
And they first tried, pills. That didn't work. That's usually what helps people with my sort of retardness. And it doesn't. It didn't help me. So, you're breaking up, or maybe that's my phone. Anyway.
You sound fine.
Okay. So then I have to get eye injections basically to bring down swelling. That's what that's for.
Is it
it's
a steroid? A steroid?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. I do something called Ozurdex.
Gotcha.
It's like a little pellet, super tiny, that they put in my eye, and it lasts. It's like time release, and it brings down the swelling, and then I think I can see better, quote unquote better. Better is not great for me, but I think I can see better like the day of, after I take a nap and everything. I feel like I could see better, like improvement, but it's mainly it's supposed to treat swelling of the eye.
Gotcha.
Or like the macular edema. I have glaucoma, but that's a whole other thing. That's another that's like eye pressure.
Yes.
So that's not.
Is this kind of these eye problems? Is this something that is very like a strong recurring trait in your family, or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom has it. My grandmother, her mother had it. My mom has better vision than I do, if that gives you any idea. My mom's quite old and very cute. But her peripheral is not good, and we're both night blind. But I'm considered legally blind. This is embarrassing. No,
it's not. Hey, listen, everybody's got legal. What? We have quite a few people who are just blind that watch this show. All types of. That's nothing to be embarrassed about. I just never heard about. I never heard about the. I mean, that seems very. It's daunting. It seems daunting to me, but you get through it, and thankfully you have some benefit from it. But damn, I mean, thank you for answering the questions.
Hey, no problem. It's called, for anyone that wants to know, it's called retinitis pigmentosa. That's the retina disease that I have. That's what is hereditary genetic. So
okay,
that's what that is. Anyway, basically my retinas are just effed. But it's okay.
Well, keep
I get
it going.
on. It's not lights out. I mean, I'm like, I don't know what I am. It's just not lights out. So that's good.
That's very good. And you sound very, very chipper, and you always are a pleasure to talk to. And thank you so much for the call, Daisy.
Thanks. Yes, no problem. Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. There you go, everybody. Rosie from the Gilded over there. I did not know that about her. Let's take one more, then we're going to go on a really quick break. We'll just keep this going. There's a lot of phobias coming in. Let's see here. Melanie from Texas, what is your strange phobia?
Hey, dude. What's up?
How you doing?
Well, yeah, I was hoping I had called the phobia hotline and not the Pam Bondi hotline, so
yes.
That's good.
Okay.
Yeah, I did good. Okay, so this is kind of funny. Like, there's a lot of stuff that grosses me out, but a true phobia, I'll tell you, it was all throughout childhood. If there was like a hole, like in a wall or like in the floor, like just a hole, right? Like I grew up in a farmhouse that was like made of limestone, and so there was a lot of cracks and stuff, and there was holes, and it would freak me out, and I would I would be like, I got to get some, like, as a kid, like, can we get some drywall patch, right? I mean, I was right there.
That's called tryptophobia, no?
Is it?
It's
so.
a fear of seeing clusters of small holes, and it can pop up in anything, even in natural clusters of holes, whether it be in like flowers or sponges or something like that, bubbles.
Yeah, and mostly it's walls and floors. So I spent my whole life just being like, like if I moved into an apartment and the trim was coming off of like a deal, man, I'd be up there with it like drilling it, whatever. But this is kind of funny. So last year, and there's a lot of holes in Texas because we've got spiders and all sorts of nasty stuff coming up out of the ground. But then my dad, who, by the way, is the embodiment of Hank Hill from King of the Hill. Literally looks just like him and talks like him. But we're sitting out on the deck or whatever, and I'm like, I got to go get some caulking, right, to like clear up this hole. He goes, you know why you're afraid of holes? And like we had never talked about it, right? I'm in my 40s, dude. My dad has never brought it up. And he's like, you know why? I was like, I mean, they're gross. And he's like, no, I mean, it was probably from that big centipede that came up out of the bathroom drain that time when you was in the tub.
Oh.
And, oh, my God. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, you were real little. And he explains that this like huge, we have centipedes here that you would swear were like an animatronic puppet. I mean, that's how big they are. And they're like, well over a foot, maybe 2 feet long. I mean, really huge, wide, or whatever. But my dad says when I was a kid, I was taking a bath that I was real little, and he said one of those came up out of the drain.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That'll do it.
That did it. I think it did it. But I said, well, I don't even remember that. And he's like, oh God, you was never the same after that. Like it was a whole deal.
You see,
and so,
at least with something like that, you can make an origin. You have some kind of an origin point. But how the hell do you get over it? Like, for example, there was. If you're a small child and you go through something like that, this gigantic jungle insect comes out of your drain and you're screaming, and from there on in, you don't know what the hell's going to pop out of one hole or another, and it just becomes this internalized, fear. But how do you do? I know people say, well, immersion therapy is really. Do you feel? If you did a little immersion therapy every day, you just played with one hole or another, things would get better for you.
Okay, well, here's the punchline to the whole deal. After he told me that, okay, for the subconscious mind, it's a weird place, all right.
Yeah.
So after he told me that, it stopped bothering me. I swear, I just went on a hike with my sister in Mineral Wells, Texas. There's caves, there's all kinds of holes in the wall, right? And nothing bugged me at all. And I thought, that's all it was. Is that like my brain was sitting there trying to figure it out, probably for decades. And then, it's like, because it seemed so irrational, right? I mean, it was like, what is my deal? You know, like, what is this? And after he told me what it was, the fear is really good. It's not there. It wasn't even a fear. It was just like, oh my God, what could crawl out of that? Do I want a hole in my wall? No, not particularly.
Oh, so that helped. So just knowing, you're saying just knowing helped you kind of diffuse that grip it had on you.
I think that's how hypnosis works too, to be honest with you.
That's great.
Being a clown in the circus, a lot of people have clown fears, right? So, but there was one person I knew that went to hypnosis about it, and it was about figuring out when that origin point was, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then getting through to the subconscious mind at that moment and, kind of dissolving that, like, oh, okay, there it is. Because your brain will try to figure some stuff out for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you'll do some mental gymnastics to try to, like, rationalize something. So yeah, that was that. But it's a funny. I mean, real phobias are weird, dude. Like phobias. Like
I mean,
serious ones.
there's so many. Hey, listen, if you have it, and Mel, thank you for the call, because not only did you have a good phobia story, but it led to an even a bigger discussion about how they're diffused and how the mind works. So thank you for this. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah, you bet. All right. I'll talk to you soon.
I'll talk to you soon.
All right,
Please
bye.
keep in touch. And not only that, but shit. Hold on. I'll let me just shut this down for a second. I don't know why the hell this is happening with Skype. Usually I would be able to pause it elsewhere. You see how it's like doubling up and stuff? There's a lot of people calling in. It's a great thing. But going into my sound settings is usually where I can just get rid of it all. Unless there's another Skype in here that I'm not seeing. Anyway, I'll just put that down for a second. If you have one phobia or another, you say, really bad ones or what I mean, regardless, if it's yours, it's a bad one. That sucks. It sucks to be kind of like, held, have that hanging over your head, especially if you're going to a certain place and whatever. And I mean, I guess I always hated needles. I was talking to Lauren about this the other day, but I always hated needles. Our doctor was just telling us that her child has a big phobia over vaccines. Every time that they have to get a vaccine, they have to go like to counseling almost, and sometimes they have to be like almost like in a sedated state just to be able to receive a vaccine. I was like, jeez, Louise, why are you doing it? Number one, but number two, I was talking with Lauren about that. I said, I remember being 4 or 5 years old and going to our family pediatrician at the time. I think her name was Dr. Klenoff or something like that. I forget. She was an old lady when I was going there. So she's probably long gone at this point. Dead, I mean. But she was nice. And I remember going there and just Aurora is excited to going to the doctor's appointment every year so far now. The last couple of years now, we're going to Dr. Lori's. I can't wait for my checkup. She gets weighed. She talks to the doctor. She gets measured, all that stuff. Check the reflexes, tap the tummy, check the glands, things like that, and everything's fine. And she loves it. She loves going there. Me, around Aurora's age is when we're going to the doctors and it would be, Mom, do I have to get a shot? And now looking back, I know my mother was just kind of like sandbagging me. Whatever, giving me one thing or another just to kind of take my mind off of it, but my mind's not getting off of it. But am I going to get a shot? And eventually I'd get it out of her. She'd be something like, I don't know, you might. And then I'd be ruined. I'd be thinking about that constantly. And we would get there, and then, I have my mother and the doctor taking my butt out. I'm screaming, wait, I have to tell you something. And then finally you get the needle in the butt. I hated it. Still hate going to doctors now because of that. But if I were to take a shot, like the last time I got a shot, it was like in 2010. I had a sprained ankle. We were playing football. We put this big flag football thing together, and I actually sprained my ankle in the beginning, around about a quarter of the way into the game. And I played the rest of the time on it. And I thought everything was fine. I just wrapped it up nice and tight and stabilized the ankle. And everything was fine. Well, the next morning, no, it was not fine. I had to go and just get things checked out, get it x-rayed and all that stuff. Actually, with that wonderful part-time insurance that I got from the gym I was working at that disappeared after Obamacare came in. And for some reason, they came out and they said, okay, well, you're not up to date on your tetanus, so we're going to give you a tetanus shot. And I said, okay. I was like, I didn't fall on a rusty nail. I sprained my ankle, but okay. I got the meningitis stuff before I went into college. My first year of college in 2003, I went out and got those shots. That doesn't bother me. The hooking up to the vein, the extraction, that sucks. But anyway, we got more of this when we come back on the other side. Because I am all alone tonight, I'm going to play you another nice... Hold on a second. Let me just... Give me a second. I'm going to get all of your calls on Skype in just a little. Oh, you know what it is? Wait a second. The do not disturb. Now let me see. Wait. Give me a second. Wait. There you go. Okay, I figured out the Skype thing. Perfect. All right, now I don't have to put it away there. All right, so we're going to go on a really quick break. I'm going to play a music video. I love this video that I put together for when Anthony released that Silent Knife song, Swimming Through Air. Now, I said this needs a really banger of a music video. I went to Al Gorbachev, and I said, hey, man, I got a concept here. Let's go to all of the leading ladies, the television pinups, all the greatest of all time. Oh, what are you talking about? I just muted you, you son of a bitch. This is not working out for me tonight. Now it stops. And now it's fine. Anyway, enjoy Swimming Through Air, and we'll be back in about 5.5 minutes because I'm going to go run down to the little boys' room. Talk to you in just a sec.
Press the like button. Thank you.
Quite frankly.
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 Quite frankly. Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly, guys.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
Quite frankly.
So everybody watch. Quite frankly. With Frank.
Dear. Yes, I love that song. And soon I'm going to be putting together my first playlist for maybe my first iPod Jam of 25, or maybe in December. Because if we can't get the band together, I'm going to just start going live from the drums, and I'll put together a playlist of songs or a random shuffle that we can play through. I definitely got to get... I'm going to ask Anthony if he can get me like the stems for that song, or I'll just play over it. I don't give a shit. But I love it. And Aurora still calls it Anthony's song. Can you play Anthony's song? The day that she starts calling it Swimming Through Air, I'm going to be very upset. It's like, no, it's Anthony's song. Okay, let's see here. Let's go into the Super Chats, quite frankly, superchat.com. And then we're going to go back. I guess we're going to go back to the hotline. Although some people are calling into the 200 number. We're going to do that in just a second. Keep calling, ladies and gents, because I think I figured out what was wrong with the Skype. It's been a while since we had a technical issue like that. Some of you probably really loved it. I understand when things go wrong for me over here, it becomes comical. And I think I can look back at it and laugh when I have some time, when I'm separated from the incident. But when I'm in it, it is literally like I've been thrown into the lake of fire. Okay? So just know that you are really, really hurting me. Jay Britt says, hey, Frank, regarding phobias, growing up, I knew a guy who could not stand being anywhere near styrofoam. This is what I'm talking about. Shit like this. He could not stand touching it or hearing it rubbed together. It makes that squeaky sound. He would go nuts. I like that sound. I like rubbing it together. I like taking 2 blocks of it and just like shaving it down like cheese against a grater. But it's not a phobia. But when somebody misses the steak, I can't even get my mouth goes weird. When somebody's got a fork and knife and they're cutting something up and I get that knife or fork along porcelain sound. It is messed up. I wouldn't call it a phobia. I don't like walk around scared that somebody's going to, cut the plate. It's just that when it happens, my body just twists. It's horrible. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know what it is. You come on. Who out there loves the sound of a fork skipping over and scratching into a plate? That does not go through your entire being. I mean, that's something that I can't even, I have no choice in. It sucks. I don't know what the hell it is. So, yeah, it's like it's a shiver kind of a thing, but oh man. So I don't know. I thought we'd be on the same page as some of these things. Dooku Dan says the 10-11 weeks between Election Day and Inauguration Day is too long, especially if there's a mandate for change, and this waiting period is an artifact of horse and buggy transportation and not the new and improved mail ballots. It kills momentum and invites chicanery and danger. Now it does. No doubt about it. You're true. It is true that that lame duck session between beginning of November, and Inauguration Day the following year, it used to just be kind of like a honeymoon phase, and everybody's just concentrating on the holidays and all that stuff, and then you get back to normal order in January. But there's nothing normal about the times that we're in. And all of these margins create just incredible opportunity for scoundrels and heathens to do very, very disruptive and dangerous things. Like right now, this is not even just about forcing through judges and this and that, Stonewall, whatever the hell it is. It is more so we're talking about war now. We're talking about there's still nearly 2 months left. Just under 2 months. I guess, because it's January 20th. It's November 22nd right now. We're just about 2 months. And the war footing that we have been put on, I mean, this is not good. That's not good. But what's the end game with the war? What has it always been? What was it going to be with Harris? What was it going to be with Trump? Is this another one of those situations where they really thought that he wasn't going to win again? Or what the hell is going on here? There's no way that even if Harris was installed the way that I know a lot of people wish that they could have finagled, even if she was installed, the war in Ukraine was not going to go on for 4 years. And there is no way that you are going to give up. There's no way that you are going to get the Russians to give up the Donbass regions and all that stuff. So there was going to have to be a settlement. There was going to have to be acceptable losses for Ukraine. And then, I don't know, the whole thing here really is, what was this all about? Obviously, there was a big financial aspect of it. There was a psychological warfare aspect of it with the entire world was told to pick a side in this David versus Goliath thing. And then there is also a deep state cleanup aspect. Now, if they maintain control of the White House and the bureaucracy, then it doesn't matter. Then it's business as usual. But I'd have to imagine it's almost like a cut and run kind of situation out there. All of our facilities and shit like that. Well, so that's what we're going to see. Thank you, Dan, for putting that out there. It is a very, very crazy margin of time that maybe didn't even feel like it was that long 15, 20 years ago. But now it's just unthinkable. Unthinkable. Especially when you have so many the suicide bombers in our midst here. Big Tane says, my sister-in-law just started her own podcast called Amber Alert, Any advice for a new podcaster these days? Love your show. Well, most podcasts just die after about 5 episodes. Just never stop. That's the biggest thing. Never stop. And then before you know it, 20 years will go by, and whatever show or I wasn't thinking about podcasting. I wasn't thinking about uploading something that I've recorded and have somebody listen to it. That's an aspect of this show, but I always wanted to just be live. So whatever your concept is, just start it and don't stop. And after a few years, you'll look back and you'll say, wow, look at where I started and look where I am now. Listen to the quality, listen to my focus, listen to, the different ideas, my interviewing style I'm starting to hone that. Whatever it is, don't stop. People there's too many, whatever it is, if you are wanting to get into a show, or you want to start playing an instrument or study a new language or whatever the heck it is, read a couple of books. Stop preparing to prepare. A diet, working out. Oh, I can't. I have a couple of friends. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about with them every time I see them. They're going to make some kind of comment about how they got to get in shape. I'll say, oh, well, yeah, just got to go out there and do it. He goes, I know. I can hear him. Can hear my one buddy telling me over and over again. I can hear it. Friendsgiving is coming up. I'll have the same conversation. Yep, couple more weeks and everything's done. What's everything? Oh, no more smoking. I'm going back to the gym. I said, well, why a couple of weeks? Start tomorrow. Yeah, I got to take care of a couple. You get the same shit from everybody. Okay, you apply that to your podcast, to your studying, Swahili, whatever the hell it is. Just get started and don't stop. Okay, let's see. Let's get into Rumble. Let's see, a couple in here. Iowa, Denise K. And then we're going to get into your calls again. Don't worry. It's going to be you and me in a little bit. I'm going to delete the conspiracy theory stuff because I had one that I wanted to talk about, but this is too rich. And I want to end with some reels. You and I can watch some funny video together. Iowa, Denise K. says, great show, and I especially love Friday morning Uncover DC with Frank and Tracy. Yes, there was nothing this morning with Tracy. She had to cancel. Nothing's wrong. In fact, it was a pretty good day for her, and she's just taking care of some really exciting things on her end, and that's great. Looking forward to whenever we get back on with that. And you know what? I'm going to start being really more consistent with our coffee streams too. I did 1 or 2 this week, and in 2025 we'll do a lot more of that. Maybe I'll get multiple devices up so I can go on multiple platforms at the same time, and we'll go from there. And a lot of good stuff coming your way. I'm not your buddy guy says, my first thought on the banana story was, tell me you're laundering money without telling me you're laundering money. Oh, the $6.2 million for the banana and the duct tape? Yes. Absolutely. What can that be? Let's say you're doing really well with crypto, or let's say you're doing really well. You're an oil magnate. I don't know what it is. Whatever you're in, you've got FU money. Okay? You've got money where it's just like, I can shit out $1 million and it's nothing to me. Even if you can do that, would you really shit out $6.2 million for a banana and duct tape? You'd have to be mentally ill, and I think you might. Could you be mentally ill enough? Could you be that mentally ill to just do it for whatever, but also be with it enough to make the money in the first place? I don't know. My natural inclination is that there's something behind that transaction. It just doesn't smell right. Doesn't smell right. Maybe it was a bet. You're paying off somebody for a really big bet. You were on one event or another. All right, I owe you. I'm good for it. $6.2 million. Just, tie a banana to a board and paste it there with super glue, and I'll give you $7 million for it. We'll call it modern art. I believe it. Okay, let's see here. Jay Semo says, Frank, you hit a vein tonight. Great show. Yes, we hit a vein, all right. Okay, over on quitefrankly.tv, and then back to the calls we go. Let's see. CB Joey says, my 13-year-old son just told me that there was a script and that it leaked. His friends at school were all talking about it the day before the fight, even the bowing part. A script for the fight? I mean, I would not be surprised. But again, it was one of those things where Jake Paul should have gotten knocked out. He should have gotten knocked out. People were going to be suspicious of this fight one way or another. It was not going to do anything to improve his lot as an event promoter and an entertainer, as a fighter. It was going to do wonderful things for him as an event promoter and an entertainer, which in itself, after you pull this off from a financial and a media aspect, is going to probably go well in your favor to find yourself a legitimate fight with legitimate fighters. You know, anybody out there would say, yeah, I'll fight him. I have to imagine, yeah, I'll fight him if he's going to bring in that kind of money, and I'll teach him a lesson. Or he establishes himself as a legitimate fighter, which I didn't see anything really. I don't know. You can't even glean anything from that matchup there because it was just so, there was something wrong. There was no intent whatsoever. Boys Blanc, thank you so much, says, I love Michigan, walleye and perch. CB Joey again says, I'm not a crypto millionaire yet, but I have made a decent amount of money. I'm buying an investment property soon. That's what I like to hear, because that's what I would think would be the rational thing. If this is the future, then I guess you got to keep yourself anchored in it to some degree. But I would take so much out and turn it into something physical and lasting. That is totally EMP proof, at least. Sentinel says, great show, Frank. I had a phobia until the 8th of November this year about Miss Harris, but I'm over it. Cheers. That was a good one. If you haven't seen the movie Talk Radio from 1988, first caller is afraid of the mailman brings germs. Not totally unfounded. Although I'm hoping that my mailman shows up to our Christmas party over here. Mike the Mailman. That's the guy that I shouted out when I went on Timcast in 2022. Sean Joe, thank you. Porpoiseful. Brewbark says, for the Intermission girls. Yes. Wasn't that fantastic? Lauren just texted me, said, apparently the Tyson contract said that he could not knock him out or no money. I didn't hear any. I don't know. I've heard that he had to go 6 rounds or no money. That's what I heard. I heard that there was some kind of like a minimum. So if Tyson knocked out Jake Paul in like the first or the second round, then there would be financial, that would be a detriment to his payout. These are just the things I've read. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody's actually going to be able to frame up the clause and actually bring it out into the open. But everybody's got a theory, and most of them are valid at this point because it was weird. Stephen and Lori says, forks on plates, no problem. Styrofoam sounds, no problem. Both of those sends my sister into fits. Forks on plates, I don't know how anybody does that. It's like it's almost like I touch an electric fence or something. Lori's phobia is wet wood, says Stephen. Can't have wooden kitchen utensils. She won't wash them. Well, I don't have any wooden forks or spoons. I don't have any of that. But okay, let's keep going with this. We got the hotline, 914-369-1236. I'm also going to put in a couple of just common open lines here too. Let's take a call from an open line. Dean, what's going on?
Hey, Frank. What's up, buddy?
I'm just having a good time tonight. What's on your mind? It's anything goes on this line.
Yeah, anything goes. Well, first of all, that you played that the Swimming Through Air song, man. I love that song. Kudos to Ant. And I remember, wasn't it you and Abe did the visuals for that, the video? Who was that?
No,
Wasn't
that was Al. That's Al Gorbachev.
Oh, okay, that's
Abe
right.
did
okay.
Abe
Okay.
Abe did most of the other ones. He did Vapor, which Vapor. I mean that song is my favorite, probably one of my favorite songs that we ever wrote. And but there's all the other ones too. EMP, I believe Abe did, and I'm Like You. Yeah, we did some good work.
Yeah, but the visuals on that Swimming Through Air song, man, so nostalgic. Love it.
Oh, it was yeah.
The first time I saw it, I was like, oh, so it's a Magical Trevor, Dilly Mean Team puts out videos, those old nostalgic videos, help mash up some 80s songs and visuals, and it's just I've commented on it before on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and it's like so bittersweet to me.
It hits the spot.
I love it. Oh, I love it so much. Reminds me of my childhood and, growing up in the 80s and 90s. And it's stuff like that's amazing. And I really appreciate it. But,
well, I'm glad you like it. I think it really hits the spot for me too. When you can tell right off the bat where it's all going. And when it really starts getting, exciting for me is when we put in Alicia Silverstone, because all of a sudden we got modern with it. It's like, oh, okay, here are some of our babes, but they're just you just see all these women from all these amazing eras, and they're just also gorgeous, and I love that music video. It's a great song, and I said this will be a perfect theme.
Yeah, everything from Judy Garland, up to, like you said, Alicia Silverstone, Judy Garland's movies I watched as a young child, Alicia Silverstone was when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So, it's good stuff. But, so that insurance conversation the other night, I wasn't able to get in on that, but I've seen both sides of that. I've seen how insurance is a ton more expensive. And I've seen when you walk into a clinic or walk into the hospital and say, I don't have insurance, it's a lot cheaper. And I know this firsthand.
I witnessed it myself.
They charged us, we saw the itemized bill when we walked in with insurance. My wife had to go to the hospital at one point. This has been many years ago. $500 for a fucking pregnancy test, Frank. We got the itemized bill. That's what the insurance paid the hospital for a pregnancy test.
$500.
And I said, give me $500. I will go clean out every Walgreens and CVS in the county.
And you still wouldn't pay that. You still wouldn't pay that much. You can go get all the pregnancy tests in your county, and you probably still have a little bit left over to go to McDonald's and get some dollar menu items.
Yeah, and that was about 10 years ago. And I can tell you, I had shoulder surgery. I had a torn rotator cuff a couple years ago. And so I had to go in for an MRI. I walk in there and say, hey, I'm paying out of pocket. And they have no clue what to do when you walk in and say I'm paying out of pocket. Okay, I need to go talk to my manager.
Yeah.
What do you think? How much do you think an MRI costs?
Oh,
just off the top of your head.
Oh, what was it? $7,500?
Dude, I walked in and I paid. I walked in and said I'm paying out of pocket, and had to go talk to her manager. They both come back. We're talking back and forth, and they're asking me why I'm paying out of pocket. Do you have insurance? And I said no, I'm paying out of pocket. $680.
Yeah, but what would they bill? What would they bill insurance though? That's MRIs are thousands.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point. When you walk in and say I have insurance, they're going to jack that up. You walk in and say, hey, I'm just a guy. I need an MRI. I'm paying out of pocket. $680 I paid for an MRI on my shoulder.
That's crazy.
And I was in that machine for an hour. That's nuts, dude. There's definitely some fuckery afoot. And it's a giant scam. I really believe that. These people are making money hand over fist. I mean, just think about it. You got $7,500. Other people I know that
I didn't think it was $7,500. I think hold on, I'm looking at right here. MRI cost without health insurance. You had some good prices here. I'm trying to see with health insurance what would be billed to the insurance company, because they're saying a full body plus scan. This is from Ezra Full Body MRI. Whatever. It's over $2,000. Some people are paying out of pocket, but if they're, let's see here, MRI could charge $2,000 over $3,000 for a scan. That's from August of 2018 on CNBC. It's a lot. I mean, it can go up.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you from my experience after that incident when they told me $680, and I'm like, what? And I know people that have had to go for MRIs, and their insurance companies were billed anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000.
Oh, yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. And you really drove the point home there. Well, thanks for the call, Dean.
Yeah, buddy.
I wish I had more time that night to take some calls because I'm sure that there must have been some horror stories with the audience. I hear from GoodRx.com. What's the average cost of an MRI? On average, MRIs in the U.S. can cost between $400 and $12,000. I guess depending on what you're looking for and depending on if it's being billed or whatever. The national average is $1,325, but one report shows that the target fair price is $750. The actual price you pay depends on your body area being scanned, location, and other factors. So $750 is not too far off from what Dean is talking about. Okay. All right, that's the open line. Just to remind you that the other line is open as well, the hotline for phobias. Let's take one more from the open line. Hello, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Frank. It's Morgan.
Morgan, welcome.
I am so glad you brought up the not phobia with the plate and the fork and the knife, because that visceral feeling is the same feeling I get when my nail snags something. It's just into my bones. It'll shut me down. It's so weird.
You mean a hangnail in the corner?
No, it doesn't. It's not even like painful. It's just my nail just has a little rough edge and it just snags something or gets caught in my hair. It shuts me down. It's the weirdest thing. And I've never heard anybody describe it the way you did. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm not a freak. Maybe I am, but I'm not alone.
Yeah, it's almost like you touched a wall socket. Really, it's just like
it just shuts me down. It's the weirdest thing.
Like I gotta breathe through it sometimes. Like they just I don't know. It's like a weird bell. I don't know. Anyhow.
Yeah, totally agree. Yes,
I'm glad we're on the same page there, Morgan.
Yes, thank you for putting that into words because I just thought it's just an irrational thing that I had.
Well, I'm always here to put things into words, and especially the things that matter the most. And this is what matters the most to us.
The science.
That's it. All right.
All right.
Have a great night.
You too.
Okay. Take care. Let's see here. I was going to talk about these robots. No time for that. In fact, I'll do this on Monday night after we're done with Dilly. That's what we'll do. I'll bring a conspiracy theory up about robots and the geophysical shifting of the earth again. But here's you want to watch some fun stuff with me? 8:39. We have a couple of minutes. We should be able to do this, and then we can take some calls on the back end as well. There is a strange interaction here. It's about a minute and a half long between Alex Stein, who's showing up, I guess, on college campuses and doing the same kind of Charlie Kirk, Steven Crowder bit where he sets up a table and he's talking to people. And there is the title of this video is called Chinese Kid Crashes Out at Charlie Kurt. Is that what he's calling himself? I don't know. But this Chinese kid shows up. And this is the strangest interaction. It's hilarious, but it's very, very strange. And I'm going to show you a minute and a half of it. So here
It's intermission time,
that's
folks.
not what I meant to do at all. Here it is. Take a look at this or listen.
You don't have balls. I have huge testicles. Where's your proof? They're right in my pants, and I don't.
Show me your
I'm not
proof.
gonna. You want to see my genitals? So, sir, you just came here and asked me to see my genitals.
Show me the proof, dumbass.
We have you on camera, sir. That you just came here unapproached and is asking to see my naked genitalia. Do you realize?
Well, I guess you don't have balls then.
Because I don't want to expose myself and show you.
Yeah, that's what you are, you Nazi. You don't want to expose yourself and tell the truth.
Wait, why am I Nazi? Because I don't want to show you my testicles?
No, you're the dumb one.
How am I the dumb one?
Because you're not getting anything I'm saying.
Because you just asked to see my testicles, correct?
Because you're a piece of shit.
So that's why you want to see my balls?
Yeah.
You're a piece of shit. Show me your dick. Go ahead. No. I want to be even more mad at you. Take it out. God, I hate you. Let me see it. It's very weird, but I thought we'd have some fun with it. Let's keep going.
Because I'm a piece of shit, you want to see my testicles?
I want you to show the truth. Do you have balls?
Yes, I do. They're right here.
I don't see them.
You can kind of see how they're...
Oh, really?
See how they're...
Are you getting a zoom in on that? Look at this
right
retard out here showing off his bulge. I just got him to do that.
You asked to see this.
You're trying to get my goat? I just got you to show everyone your bulge.
I show everybody my bulge every day. They're very large. What do you mean?
Good for you, dumbass.
How am I dumb?
Because you are.
And you think you're smart by sitting here begging a man to show him your genitals?
I think you're a piece of shit.
Why is that?
Because you are. Trickling down like that cum down your pants.
Why? What is the deal with my penis and ejaculating? What's going on, dude?
You're a piece of shit.
What's going on?
I love that at the end. What's going on? Like, tell me what's wrong. What's going on? I liked at the end how Alex Stein just seemed just concerned for him. Like, what's going on? Tell me what's happening with you right now. All right, this one, make the kids, the kids, I got to talk to mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, the babysitter, anybody else that you love or stuck with right now. You need to just, there's a little bit more. Actually, I should have given that before the whole balls thing has happened. But this is funny. It's one of my favorite infomercials of all time. I don't know who it is. I don't know who to credit. It popped up on my reels, and this is just so funny. I had to download it. It'll probably become a break, just like the Michael Cohen thing. Wait, hold on. Where is the Michael Cohen? I want to watch that again with you too. But this is a guy who's advertising so-called oven mitt fingertips. So if you see his fingertips, there is something on his fingertips that he's, I guess, is supposed to be a new way of taking hot items out of the oven without having to put on a conventional oven mitt. These are oven mitt fingertips, and it's 1.5 minutes, and there's some foul language, but I wanted to show it to you and have a good time.
Watch as the oven mitt fingertips go to work. Shit. Ah, shit. Damn it. God damn it. Fuck. Fucking shit. Oh, shit. Shit. God damn it. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Fucking shit.
I wish that this could go on television, like on QVC. I wish. Oh, gosh, I would. Oh. Shit.
Oh, my God. Ouch. 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 Fucking shit. God fucking damn it. God damn it. Oh, shit. Here we go. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, God. Okay. Okay. Yeah, shit. Shit. God damn it. Oh, fucking shit.
I love the way he says shit. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's wonderful. Well done bit. I love the way it's perfect. Well done. Here, this popped up in my reels again. I played this on, I think on Dark to Light one Friday morning when Tracy said, "Hey, show up with some reels. Let's just watch some funny stuff on Instagram." I said, "You got it." I love the clip of the guy. I guess they're playing SOCOM or something like that. No, Call of Duty SOCOM. Man, I just dated myself. they're playing some first-person shooter, and one of the guys dies in there, and he's so upset. He's just about to curse, but as he's starting to curse in anger about his losing and being eliminated, he chokes on his retainer, and you can hear him on his retainer, and everybody's like, what the hell is that? I love this. Here you go. No, hold on.
Fucking go! What the fuck? That's my mouth.
No, wait. Nah, I almost choked on my fucking retainer.
One more time.
Fucking go! What the fuck?
That's so wrong. Oh, that's the best. I love this. This keeps me. You know what you're doing with me right now? I'd be laying down on my couch, and I just have a little bit too much energy to go to sleep, and everything else is done, and it's about 12:37 in the morning. I say, I'm just gonna flip through these, and I'll just be wheeze laughing on the couch by myself, sending things. I hope people like this. Wheeze laughing, and most of the time, it all works out for the good. Sometimes it's something terrible. This is a really funny one too. It's a little crude, but then again, it's telling a crude truth. This is the reality of the story of behind the movie Titanic from 1997. This is the reality of the story that they told us with Jack and Rose. This is the reality of it, and I hope you enjoy it.
Before I go, I would like to tell you one last story.
What is it, Grandma? Is it about the first time you met Grandpa?
No.
Oh. Well, is it about when you gave birth to Mum?
No, not that either.
Oh, right. Well, what could it be, Grandma?
It's about the time I got railed on a boat by a homeless man.
Oh. Really? Your last ever story?
We fucked in a car. Before I...
That's really, yeah. Whenever somebody describes the plot line of Titanic as Rose, she's telling the story of getting banged by a homeless guy in a car on a boat. Whenever they describe Jack as a whenever they describe him as a homeless man, I lose it. Because he is. He's a homeless guy. There's tons of homeless guys out there who are sitting on the side of the corner trying to draw you. It's the same kind of homeless guys that are playing the saxophone outside of Yankee Stadium. Can you imagine your grandmother banging him on the Titanic and then having to hear about it? She tells the whole the entire crew of a ship. I love those. Anyway, okay. This one. Now listen. This I give a lot of credit to this kid. He's inside of a bathroom. He's got a I think it's either a mop or a broom or something in his hand, and he's trying to take out a rat. There's a rat hiding underneath this sink, and he's under there with the broom, and the rat comes out, and he starts going nuts. But he's inside of this tiny little, bathroom with his cat. I guess he thought that the cat would be a really good companion for hunting this rat. But the cat is just trying to get out of there because he's screaming and there's so much chaos here. And to be honest, I don't know if I would have any easier time than he's having right now. Me versus a rat, or as this reel calls it, an alpha rat. I watched this maybe about 12 times in a row, and it got funnier every time. Watch the cat. cat. And the cat is the last one out. The top comment is somebody quoting the cat saying, "The door, open the fucking door." And whenever I watch this, I think of the cat screaming that very same thing one more time. The door! Open the fucking door! Good cat. Cats don't help you in situations like that. They don't help you. Lila doesn't even. She's not even good for catching moths. Every once in a while, Lila will catch a moth. Pyretta was actually a pretty good guard cat when it came to all of the mouse problems we had at the other studio. Pyretta did really well. She just stood there staring at the door, and the mice never came on the other side. There were dozens of them on the other side of the wall, on the other side of the bathroom door. Dozens of them. Matt was killing them 2-3 heads to a trap over the course of a couple of days. It was disgusting what was going on in there. Telling the building they didn't care. But Pyretta, she held down the fort. She really did. I'll always give her that. Here's another rat video. This woman is catching a rat with like a fish net or something. And there's a guy, he cut himself into the video or something. And it goes chaotic at the end, and he pretends that what he would do had he had a gun on him at the time. And I love the chaos factor of this video, and I hope that you do too. Of course, if you're not watching it, then it's going to be a little bit hard, but you'll see it later on. Hold on. Oh, shit. Watch. Hold on. Unmute. So there's the rat up top of the window, actually a sliding back door. And she's got balls. Balls I don't have. I would never do this.
I'm going in this time! Oh my
God! The shooting wildly got me. Don't want to put a gun in my hand if a rat is around. Don't want to have that happen. No way. No way. All right. Well, that's all I have for you tonight. It's 8:54. We did really well. If you have very, very strange phobias, like the styrofoam thing or anything that's like outside of the norm that you don't hear normally about a specific thing, oatmeal, whatever the hell it is, email it to me because we can do a follow-up segment on this later next week. I'd love it. These are the gold mine topics where you just throw it out there and people are calling like mad. And that is when it just gets really, really easy. So here's what we have going on after the show concludes in a couple of seconds. Tonight on quitefrankly.tv. All you got to do is head over there right now, and one stream will end, and a couple of seconds later, another stream will start. You don't have to go anywhere, and you're hanging out in a chat room with a lot of great people. I'll be popping in there to see how everybody's doing in a little bit. Paul Joseph Watson, they made a dreadful mistake. Mark Dice, we got Carl Benjamin, Razor Fist, the Corbett Report, Ocean Liner Designs, the incredible engineering of the battleship Yamato, sorry. Unless it is Yamamoto. Chrissy Mayer interviews Sam Tripoli. That was recently. And Alan Watts, The Web of Life. That's all tonight on quitefrankly.tv. I hope you enjoy the after hours. It's Friday after all. And we will see you over the weekend. I'll drop in on you here or there or the other place, no doubt. And I hope that you really enjoyed this week. It was a lot of fun for me as well. Thank you, Amethyst Cat, for the cookie that just got sent over. C. Blanche and Sean Joe to round it all out. And you guys in... No, we did it. That's everything from Rumble, and make sure we're good over here. Gino says, the fork scraping the plate drives me insane. That's probably my top one. Or when someone actually bites on the fork and slides it on their teeth. Still clenched, and you can hear that scrape. I know people who bite down on spoons and scrape their teeth along the spoon for soup? Why would you possibly be scraping your teeth along this spoon to drink soup? Why would you do that? So there's plenty. There's plenty there. The world is a strange place. And we just got to get on with it. And that's all I got for you on a Friday night. Thank you so much for the week, and I'll see you Monday. Take care. No, Frank. Oh. To the bitter end.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
The best and the truth.